the Sabbath. I should have expected this one would come up too. Oh, I thought about this. Is this going to get me in trouble?
And one of the things that we believe is observing the Sabbath. So from a young child, you know, being brought up, I was always brought up with Sabbath observance. So Friday night sundown or Saturday night sundown, as mentioned in the Ten Commandments, remember the seventh day to keep it holy. And then also Jesus observed Sabbath as well.
Yes. Which, may I just confess that I learned in my first meeting with Devon, all these years I thought the Sabbath was Sunday.
There is not a single word in all the Bible that says that the Sabbath changed days.
That's
I stand corrected.
Before we move on, I'd like to make one thing very clear. It was not the Catholic Church that taught me to disregard the fourth commandment. It was the Protestant church.
I've been going to church. We say worship on the Sabbath, worship on the Sabbath in the Baptist church. And you corrected me. You said, no, Sunday is the first day of the week. Sabbath is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown.
That's right.
Scores of books have been written documenting the Catholic Church's involvement with substituting Sunday in place of the seventh-day Sabbath. They say that the church has the authority to make that change, and they're proud of it. Catholic theologians are honest about it. In 363, the Synod of Laodicea made it official. It decrees that Christians must not Judaize by resting on the Sabbath, but must work on that day, rather honoring the Lord's Day, and if they can, resting as Christians. But if any shall be found to be Judaizers, let them be anathema from Christ.
Although the Scriptures definitely the Christian Sabbath, there's no Christian Sabbath that I can see. There's nothing specified in the Scripture.
Laws of the Christian Roman Empire that was established by Theodosius are recorded in a document known as the Theodosian Code. That code states that on the Lord's Day, which is the first day of the week, on Christmas, and the days of Epiphany, Easter, and Pentecost, believers are to be occupied with the worship of God. Those who follow this law, we command, shall be comprised under the name of Catholic Christians, but others indeed we require as insane and raving, to bear the infamy of heretical teaching. Their gathering shall not receive the name of churches. They are to be smitten first with the divine judgment, and after that by the vengeance of our indignation. The Catechism states that the formula regarding the fourth commandment is, remember to keep holy the Lord's Day.
Well, I can tell you this, in the first chapter of Revelation, the Apostle John mentions the Lord's Day. Now, nowhere does it say it's the Christian Sabbath, and it only is mentioned once in all the Bible.
This particular Roman Catholic belief can be traced directly to a decree issued in 321 AD by the Roman Emperor Constantine, when he commanded that all judges and city people and craftsmen shall rest on the venerable day of the sun. It's the Protestant theologians who are in denial.
You can listen to the theologians, you can listen to the Reformed guys, you can read all the books written on it. There is not a single verse in all the Bible that says the Sabbath moved from Saturday to Sunday. It's not there. They can go on with all their thesis, they can go on with all of their arguments and all of their deductions and building principles upon principles. Fact is, there is not a single verse in all the Bible that says that the Sabbath moved from the last day to the first day. It's not there, folks.
The majority of the Protestant reformers did nothing to address the substitution of Sunday in place of the Sabbath, and Protestant theologians are ashamed to admit it.
It says, let no one pass judgment on you in questions of Sabbaths. Likewise, if you have stringent convictions about the Sabbath, don't you dare condemn and jump all over and be the judge of those who don't have strong convictions.
Most will do almost anything to avoid an honest and in-depth discussion about rest on the seventh day.
I just want to say what your word says, and I don't want to go beyond it. But I will say this. Although the Scriptures definitely, the Christian Sabbath, there's no Christian Sabbath that I can see. There's nothing specified in the Scripture. It's not there. They're told to let nobody judge you. But what is there? I just want to say what your word says.
Most attempt to change the subject to Sunday worship as fast as they can.
There There is not a single word in all the Bible that says that the Sabbath changed days. You know what Scripture says? Do not forsake the assembling together of yourselves. And unquestionably, they met on the first day. There is not a single word in all the Bible that says that the Sabbath changed days. Well, I'll tell you this. When you go into the New Testament, you find one day that's identified. I just want to say what your word says. Only one. What day? No other day. You don't find anything about the second day or the third day, but you find the first day. The Christian Sabbath, there's no Christian Sabbath that I can see. There's nothing specified in the Scripture. I just want to say what your word says. You know what Scripture says? Do not forsake the assembling together of yourselves. And unquestionably, they met on the first day. There is not a single word in all the Bible that says that the Sabbath changed days. We never see it called a Sabbath. The Spirit of God was given to the church on the first day. They broke bread on the first day. They came together to hear Paul preach on the first day. Right there in 1 Corinthians, it says, bring your offerings and give them on the first day. There is not a single word in all the Bible that says that the Sabbath changed days.